What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Matt, the Misfit. This is your SmackDown review for October the 4th, 2024. We got a lot of things to go over when it comes to SmackDown. Some very interesting updates regarding the Motor City Machine Guns. Change your plans on that. Something I did want to talk about on the Pile Driver Pulse, which is up on YouTube right now. I forgot to mention this, which is why I had Uncle Howdy in the thumbnail about the WWE 2K24 video game. We'll talk about that and much, much more. Please hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, youtube.com/@MisfitWrestlingPodcast. Podcast. The other audio outlets, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, and Pandora, as well as the social media outlets, Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter and Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram. All right, so this is very interesting. So let's get into this first before we go into SmackDown. What SmackDown thought was a great show. Much like last week, SmackDown's improving now. Thank God they're off the Fox network because Fox was unbearable. So we found out through the grapevine, they played a vignette during the show today of let me see if I can find here So originally we were supposed to have the Motor City Machine Guns. They officially did sign with WWE back a couple of weeks ago. They were expected to be on the NXT show in Chicago. They did not show up, which is very strange that happened. Then it came out. Oh, this is before the Chicago show. It came out that the Lucha Bros, mainly Phoenix, had time added to his contract due to his injury. Forever fuck Tony Khan. Well, during the show on SmackDown, they aired a vignette of what looked to be Detroit. They had two individuals in this era, and PW Inside did confirm that this is in fact indeed for the Motor City Machine Guns. Originally planned for a debut in NXT for a short run before moving up to the main roster. And again, they weren't in Chicago as originally expected earlier this week. They are now SmackDown bound. A lot of people questioned this. Didn't question. They were like, okay, that's interesting. A lot of stupid people assume that, wow, now that this has happened, does that mean, the dirt sheets lied to you? Like, no one lied to anybody about this. Every outlet confirmed that the Motor City Machine Guns signed and were going to NXT. That was the plan this entire time. And then the stuff with the Lucha Brothers happened. I can confirm, I have talked to my people, my sources that I have. I do have very good sources. Trust me on this. That it's the change of plans is what they're doing here. You know that old saying, plans change, pal. Well, this is one of those instances. Because originally, again, this was not supposed to be the plan, but now that the Lucha Brothers are out of the picture for a little while, at least for another year, unless they get fired or released or whatever, the Motor City Machine Guns are now coming up to the main roster. They are now officially bypassing NXT for SmackDown, which means now the rosters for the tag team rosters for the WWE on SmackDown side is now the Street Profits, A-Town Down Under, DIY, the Guerrillas of Destiny. Let me see, what are the other teams on here? The other teams we got here. Let's see. I want to see what the other teams are. Oh, the oh my God, not the boys. What the fuck is their names? Pretty Deadly. So let's think about this here. So you have the Guerrillas of Destiny, who are the current tag team champions. You have You have Legado del Fantasma. That's one. You have Pretty Deadly, DIY, the Street Profits, A-Town Down Under, depending on how long that wants to be around. Leonard Anderson and Gallows are still on SmackDown. And then you're adding in the Motor City Machine Guns, right? So, yeah. I think that's pretty cool. It's a stacked roster, along with the other tag teams on Raw, with the Wyatts and you get the Wyatts, the Judgment Day. You have the American Made. For the time being, the New Day. Final Testament is up there with AOP. So far both sides of the tag team division is getting some much needed additions there. So that's a little update on the Firefly Funhouse, the Motor City Machine Guns. Speaking of the Firefly Funhouse, this is something I wanted to talk about yesterday during the Pile Driver Pulse, and I forgot all about it until I didn't realize I forgot about this stuff until I had finished recording and edited everything together. So let me see if I can find it here. So it was come to find out. So the WWE Twitter, the WWE 2K account on Twitter put out the other day the date 10/16/24 with the red circle. Then I think it was next day or two, they did. I think it was the rabbit. The same date, and then earlier today they did the whole world in his hands thing. Date, same date, everything. What content creator for WWE modding community? What's the stash? The legend himself tweeted out a new entry was added for Uncle Howdy in WWE 2K24. Most likely we are getting a new Uncle Howdy, with the thing saying Uncle Howdy 24, and then earlier said the same thing, that there is a new entry name for the Fiend Bray Wyatt. So the Fiend, we know, is in WWE 2K24 if you play the showcase mode and unlock him through the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt WrestleMania Firefly Funhouse match. So you get that standard Bray Wyatt Fiend thing. Well, come to find out, during the show they aired a commercial for WWE 2K24, and it is the Bray Wyatt that we never, the Fiend version of Bray Wyatt we never got to see because unfortunately Bray passed away last year. He was going to introduce a new version of the Fiend, and we're getting that version of the Fiend in WWE 2K24, along with a new Uncle Howdy in what seems to be a Wyatt 6 related DLC pack. And I did ask around about this. So from what I was able to gather, so based on what I've heard, it's looking to be a Wyatt 6 DLC pack with a W2K24 2024 version of Uncle Howdy and the Fiend from the Bray documentary that we saw, and possibly Wyatt 6 versions of Nikki Cross, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy. So that looks to be somewhat of the plan. So we'll see. We'll see on that hand. So there's that. Also, unfortunately, I say unfortunate because I don't want this to happen, but it looks like that may be where they're going here. The Rock, for the time being, is in Atlanta. For how long? I don't know. Atlanta just so happens to be the site of Bad Blood, which is unfortunately being main evented by the Bloodline again. My main event is opening the show. There's that. But that is the current plan base here for. Looks like The Rock probably will be on the show, but I'm not counting my chickens on that one because I don't have any chickens to count. So there's that. I don't know. Do I have any other news related stuff when it comes to the WWE? I'm gonna see if I can find some news before I go into. Actually, I'm actually gonna spoil this right here. If you do not want to be spoiled ahead of time, I urge you to skip a few minutes ahead. This is regarding the WWE Speed Women's Championship, as the match that I kind of figured and kind of said for months was not months, for a couple weeks now when they announced this thing. When they announced the bracket, I'm like, the finals was going to be Io and Candice, and it was that. And Io, and here is the spoiler warning in 3, 2, better click off right now or skip 10 minutes ahead. 1. Candice LeRae has finally defeated Io Sky to win the WWE Speed Women's Championship. Now, Io no longer is undefeated against Candice LeRae. So that is some pretty cool stuff. Cool, happy for her. And we'll see what happens going forward with that. Will she be on TV? Oh, excuse me. We'll see about that. We'll see in the months ahead there. Now, let me see. Okay, so now let's talk about Monday Night against Friday Night SmackDown. We've seen the return of a dumpster match for the first time since WrestleMania. No, that's not true. I keep forgetting about that Braun Strowman Kalisto match. Because if no one had told me that match took place, I would have said, "Well, it's the first time since WrestleMania 14." We've seen that. We've seen the triple threat ladder match close the show here, and we saw the return of AJ Styles. Yes, AJ Styles returned after. I don't know how many months. I want to say. I want to say his first televised match since. No, not WrestleMania. When was the last time? When was the last time AJ Styles had a match on WWE television? Let's find out. AJ Styles. AJ Styles had his first televised match. His last televised match win. So let's see. Anyway, his last televised match was Clash of the Castle, where he lost to Cody Rhodes at the WWE Championship. His last in WWE, but his last true televised match was in Noah at the Destination Show against Marufuji, where he defeated Marufuji there. So AJ Styles comes out after the country guy Hardy calls him the phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles. Okay. So AJ says he misses fans and whatnot here. He says it's only fitting that happens in Nashville, because if you guys don't know, Nashville's where TNA started. And AJ Styles was, much like Sting was for WCW, AJ Styles was the first contracted employee to TNA Wrestling. So he has a lot of ties when it comes to TNA Wrestling. Carmella Hayes. Well, first of all, he says like I haven't like there's a lot of things I'm not too thrilled about that I did a couple months ago. And he regrets all of it. Carmella Hayes comes out and says, "You know what? You're washed. Put the fries in the bag, bro, or whatever." AJ challenges him to a match. Yeah, Carmella Hayes tries to leave. LA Knight comes out and calls him a bitch, basically. Pussy is what he basically called him here. And this caused the match to happen here, about something like that here. And that's happened here. Then we had that little promotion for the Motor City Machine Guns. Carmella Hayes here says if Carmella Hayes wins, he gets a shot at the United States Championship. Not even 5 minutes into the match, AJ goes for his Uranagi thing, and he just lands on his leg, and then the referee eventually calls off the match. Now, I don't know whether or not this is a storyline injury or not. And they kept coming back to AJ throughout the show, but I don't entirely know if this is a worked injury. I hope it is, because that would suck so bad for AJ Styles, who's been gone from WWE television since June. For him to, or was it July? No, it was June. For him to lose out on anything, because then he'd lose out on doing the Royal Rumble. He would lose out doing WrestleMania and whatnot. So can't be doing all that. Chelsea Green versus Michin dumpster match. This was a lot of fun. All that stuff here. You know, Michin has done some phenomenal stuff since her match with Io Shirai or Io Sky earlier at the beginning on the very first SmackDown of 2024, where she challenged Io for the WWE Women's title. I'm telling you guys, whether you guys like women or not, but working with Io Sky tends to do you a lot of good. Sometimes, majority of the time. I can't help it that Sonya Deville sucks in the ring, and I cannot help it that Shotzi's not that great in the ring either. But since I never thought I'd say here is near the end of the match, there was a table set up on top of the dumpster. Power bombs Chelsea Green through the table, through into the dumpster, closes the lid, and Michin gets the win here. Crowd was into this, as they should be. Michin's great. Chelsea Green's great. Give Chelsea Green her stars and stripes for that. So yeah. Yeah. Like I said, Corey Graves provides an update on AJ Styles and informs fans that he's been taken to a local medical facility to get his ankle checked out. I'm pretty sure they said local medical facility, but if they said local hospital, then shit's got real. We see Naomi prepare for her match against, I believe she was facing against Tiffany Stratton. Bianca and Jade approach her and hype her up. Then they inform her that she will be hosting Bad Blood with the both of them, which is just random. Bayley then interrupts and shares some words of her own with Naomi. Bayley then comes down to the ring, says in 24 hours she has an opportunity to win back the WWE Women's title. I don't think that's happening, nor do I think Nia Jax. I'm gonna change a lot of my predictions here for tomorrow night's Bad Blood, because this show in particular, this segment right here, kind of made me think a little bit about who's actually leaving Atlanta with the WWE Women's Championship. But Bayley says she has the opportunity to win the women's title back. Demands Nia Jax to come down to the ring. She invites her to bring Tiffany Stratton along. They come out here. Nia tells Bayley to say whatever she needs to say. Bayley says Jax has never understood the significance of the WWE Women's title. She says that she grew up watching people like Molly Holly, Victoria, Trish Stratus, and Lita, among others, hold that title. Not title. I mean, No, she's right. She's absolutely right. This is actually no, she's not correct. This is that lineage doesn't count because this title was made off of the Raw Women's title, which was created at WrestleMania 32. So this title has no correlation with the previous Women's Championship. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, whatever. So, so she says she omit the none of them has had a dominant reign as Jax has. Again, they've never held this title, so it doesn't really fucking matter there. Bailey says that Bailey tells them both that he says let me try it again. Bailey says only 2 people in WWE can dethrone Nia Jax. Her, okay, Bailey, sure, and Tiffany Stratton. She says the second Tiffany tries to do. The second Tiffany is tired of being put down by Nia Jax, she will cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. We'll stop right there. This is great babyface character work from Bailey to help build up Tiffany Stratton, because Tiffany Stratton, this is going to be the winner here, because Tiffany is going to become a natural babyface out of this. It's going to be an organic babyface coming out of this. So this is some great work here by Bailey. Tiffany Stratton objects to Bailey's statement, says she doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase to beat Nia Jax. Which Nia Jax looks at her, asks what Tiffany just said. Stratton backtracks. She demands Bailey to bow down to her queen. Does Nia Jax? No, I think Tiffany said that to Bailey to do that to Nia. Bailey declines to do so. Tiffany looks to clock Bailey with a briefcase. Bailey sees it coming. Nia then attacks Bailey, looks to land the senton on her, but Bailey moves out of the way before she can pick up Tiffany's briefcase. She then hits Nia Jax with it, connects with the knee, then drapes the Women's Championship across her waist. Tiffany then considers to cash in the briefcase with the crowd chanting, "Do it!" She's over with the crowd, man. I mean, what can you say? If Io doesn't win the Royal Rumble and Tiffany cashes in the briefcase and fails, I would absolutely have no problem with her winning the Royal Rumble. But she stops. She puts basically a stop to it. What she's going to do. Naomi comes out for her match with Tiffany Stratton. This match was actually really, really good. Back and forth here. They go back from break here. At one point, Tiffany Stratton and Naomi start exchanging forearms. Shots at each other. Naomi levels Tiffany with the leg lariat. Then at one point, they go. Tiffany lands on her feet, connects with a drop kick after a face splitter attempt. Goes for the pin. Naomi kicks out. Naomi looks to deliver a crossbody to Tiffany Stratton off the top rope. Tiffany catches her and gets her on her shoulders with beautiful strength by Tiffany Stratton. Naomi escapes, looks to land the split-legged moonsault. Tiffany avoids it, sets up for the prettiest moonsault ever. Naomi avoids it, Tiffany lands handspring back elbow into the corner, and then she pins Naomi. Naomi reverses reverses on her to get the pinfall and the win. Fun match there was that by Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. So I'll explain my reasoning of what I said earlier. It says I don't think either woman is leaving Bad Blood as the women's champion. I explain that when we get to the card, because I'm going to run through my predictions again, because I did have predictions on the Pile Driver Pulse yesterday. I'm going to go into more. It's going to go to a different predictions here. Main event time. throughout the show, so, Nick Aldis, it seems like he was disgusted with the whole thing. He looked very disgusted at Chelsea Green after that Mr. match. I couldn't say that with a straight face. But Carmelo Hayes basically is trying to demand himself a championship match because LA Knight. He said, I'll wait till WrestleMania if I have to. Bro, that's 6 months away. Anyways. The Guerrillas of Destiny defended the WWE Tag Team titles in a triple threat ladder match against DIY and Street Profits. This was a lot of chaotic stuff here. Near the end here, Street Profits followed DIY up the ladder. Ciampa lands an air raid crash under Dawkins. Throws the ladder into the corner. Threw our ladder in the corner, which is, why would you do that, Ciampa? Tongaloa then dumps Johnny Gargano and Montez Ford off the ladder, sending them crashing through ladder set in the opposite corners. And the Tongaloa was able to actually climb the ladder without botching it to secure the tag team titles and retain the tag team championships. So overall fun episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Solo started speaking. I don't remember what Jacob Patu said, but Jacob Patu is great. All I remember him saying is, "I love you, Solo. I love my tribal chief. I love my tribal chief, Solo." The day he starts saying, "I hate you, Solo. You suck, Solo," it's gonna be funny. But let's go through the Bad Blood card again. Bad Blood, of course, takes place tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern. A very special start time. They want to get through the pay-per-view before to avoid a UFC 307 event that takes place. What time does that take place at? I don't know. It doesn't really tell you, but so I mentioned this earlier. So it is confirmed now. This is official. They said it on SmackDown that the Bloodline versus Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes is going to main event the show here. I'm still sticking with Solo Sikoa pinning Roman Reigns to set up that match for Crown Jewel. Whether or not The Rock shows up on that show, I remain to be seen. But that is what I'm thinking is going to happen there. That's going to be that's their main event. I'm going to talk about my main event later. I do think Liv Morgan is going to retain the championship against Rhea Ripley. I still do not think Liv Morgan's going into WrestleMania as the champion. This for some weird ass reason. These people this is what makes sense. This is what doesn't make sense to me with some people. They don't want to see Io going into having another WrestleMania match for a championship, right? Because they claim her reign was boring. Well, you're standing a person who's had 5 matches on television since winning the championship. I'm just saying, and only one of those matches was a tag match. By the way, I just want to point that out as well, right? So, no, was it 5 matches or 4? Am I missing a match? Did she defend the championship at Money in the Bank? No, she didn't. Or at so it would only be 3 championship title defenses. She's had that's 3. The one with Becky, the one with Rhea at SummerSlam, and then the one with Selena Vega on that episode of Raw before the Money in the Bank. So that's 3. And then she's only had 4 matches on television since winning the championship. Where the hell did I get that 5 from? Oh, the 5 would be the 5. No, wait, no, she had that. No, she had that. No, it is 5 matches. There was a mixed tag, so it would actually be 6 matches. But hold on, let me try this. Let me try this again. So since winning the championship, she's defended the title 3 times. She had that tag match on Raw, and then the tag. Okay, so this would be her 6th match coming up. I don't know where the fuck Biden went with her. Anyways, my point is, you don't want Io to win because you don't want to win the Royal Rumble and get the WrestleMania match because she's like, oh, well, she's already had a WrestleMania match. Yeah, you guys are wanting them to continue Rhea versus Liv Morgan for WrestleMania, right? These are the same people. The same people who want this match as the same people that blindly, stupidly thought that Liv Morgan was going to find her way into the WrestleMania 40 match when it wasn't ever going to be her versus Rhea at WrestleMania anyways. It was always going to be Becky and Rhea. That match had been teased for an entire year since the day after WrestleMania 39 where Rhea won the championship. They teased it. I'm just saying. They've already teased Damage Control at some point going after the WWE Women's World Championship. Now, of course, that was with Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is going to be back in time for War Games because I think if they do the 5-on-5 for the women, like I said on the Pile Driver Pulse, and they do, and somehow Raquel gets involved here. Even if Raquel gets involved here, I still don't think Liv's going to go into WrestleMania as the champion. I think Liv is going to lose the championship at WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, at the Royal Rumble. But if they do have what's her face come back and they do the 5-on-5, and I said this yesterday, I said, well, you can do Liv in the Pure Ass Collective with what the fuck did I just heard her name? Raquel versus Rhea, Io, Kyrie, and Dakota. Because Dakota, I think, is going to be back in time. And then they're going to need a fifth member. And the only other person on the roster that has other issues, have issues with Liv Morgan, other than Dominic Mysterio, and other than Selena Vega, I really hope they don't put Selena Vega in it, is Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is a much better idea than putting fucking Selena Vega. Nothing gets her in that match there. But what I think, I'm still sticking with what they say here is I think Dominic is going to find a way to help out Liv Morgan, whether it's with brass knuckles or whatever. He's going to drop something and he's going to hand something to Liv, and Liv is going to hit Rhea with it while the referee is distracted. That's what I'm saying there. So there's that. Damian Priest did not stand tall on Monday. Neither did Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan did neither. Wrestling 101 should dictate that, well, if you stand tall on the pay-per-view, you're going to stand tall on the go-home show, you're going to lose at the pay-per-view. Personally, Damian Priest should lose on the pay-per-view, and I'm kind of hoping he does. I think Finn Balor needs to win a little bit more, but they're probably going to give it to Damian Priest anyways. Nia Jax versus Bayley, Women's Championship. Of course, yes, Nia Jax is going to retain the championship on this show. However, she's not leaving Atlanta, Georgia as the WWE Women's Champion, because I do think that now that they've set it up and teased it multiple times, I think Tiffany Stratton is going to cash in the Money in the Bank contract on Nia Jax, and she's going to walk out of Atlanta as the WWE Women's Champion. That's why I think it's going to happen. So there's that. And then what I think is, what to me is the main event, whether I don't give a fuck what WWE says. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a bloodbath that CM Punk should absolutely win, because he is supposedly going on to challenge eventually Gunther at the Survivor Series, which I we'll see about that there. So those are the little predictions there for that show. Bad Blood. I'll see you guys back here for Bad Blood on Saturday night. We also have Stardom's next show, Golden Fight, which is in just a couple hours, actually, as of me recording this. In, let's see, when is it? 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock Eastern? Let me look here. 3 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, 3 o'clock Eastern in just a couple hours is Nagoya Golden Fight. Obviously, we got matches there. Apparently, there's another match on the show that I was not aware of, which is apparently Saya Kamatani is going to be taking on somebody on this show. Who the fuck is Saya Kamatani wrestling on this show? I know she's booked for the show. I missed that match, that thing here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find it here. Let's see, Saya Kamatani. Yeah. So this is something I was not aware of, but Saya Kamatani is going to wrestle Sayaka Kurara on the show. I didn't know this was happening because it's not listed on this card here. But I'm going to assume that Saya Kamatani is going to get her win back. This match is actually happening for a very good reason, because on one of the more recent Stardom shows, Sayaka got a massive win over Saya Kamatani. So I'm going to go with Saya Kamatani to get the win here. I'm going to go through my original predictions here. I'm going to go with Hates to get the win here over in their 8-12 woman tag match, because it's there to promote the Queen of Villains show from Netflix. I'm going to go with Rina Yagami to win the High Speed Championship Battle Royal number one contenders match here. I'm also going to go with God's Eye to win the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. They need a win massively. Hatsuki Starlight Kid. I'm going with Starlight Kid here to, again, further that story with Hatsuki going down the rabbit hole of her eventually snapping and murdering, basically, Kokoma. Who is not on this show, by the way. Wrestling, that is. Rina will defend the Future Stardom Championship against Miyu Amazaki. I'm going with Rina to retain here. I think Rina Yagami may be the one to take the title off of Miyu Amazaki here. Or not Miyu Amazaki, Rita, who's having a phenomenal run with that championship. Mayu Iwatani defends the IWGP Women's title against Timeless Toni Storm. I'm still sticking with Toni Storm to get the win, to get the title here. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how far in is Mayu's contract with it comes to this, because she is leaving Stardom when her deal is up. She's saying bye-bye and going over to Marley Gold when her contract is up. So we'll see on that end. Natsupoi versus Tekla. Natsupoi's going to get the retention here over the Wonder Stardom Championship, which should be a lot of fun there, maybe. And, also, Toni Storm and Mayu Iwatani and Hazuki and Starlight Kid are going to be making bangers. And the main event, Tam Nakano defending the World Stardom Championship against Suzuki. My heart and brain, my heart says Suzuki, but my brain unfortunately tells me that Tam Nakano is going to retain the red belt. Stardom, interesting. Okay, that's an interesting poll here. So Stardom, an interesting poll that's saying the next white belt challenger after the Nagoya Golden Fight show, it says Starlight Kid or Hazuki. And right now, Starlight Kid, I think Starlight Kid might actually win the Wonder Stardom Championship at some point. No, actually, no, because I have her plan to win the white belt, the tag team titles from whoever the fuck is the tag team champions by the time we get to Dream Queendom. So what I'm gonna do with that show tomorrow, I may save my what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? My results for that show, my review for either Sunday. I might not do a pile driver post this weekend, mainly because I've already done it this week. So I may have a Stardom Nagoya Golden Fight show review on Sunday night, sometime Sunday at night. So that's my plan there. But I will be back here tomorrow after Bad Blood. We'll see what happens with The Rock, if he shows up or not. We'll see. We'll see how bloody if at all, Punk and McIntyre get inside Hell in a Cell. Will somebody be thrown off Hell in a Cell? We'll see. But then, till then, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I will see you guys later. We're out.